Gravity. Can we just admire that this movie even got made? Think about it, Cuarón's movies had all pretty much either been small indie flicks or bombed at the box office unless they were based on a very popular book. So the fact that he was given $100 million to make a movie where it's basically just Sandra Bullock flying around space for an hour and a half is amazing to me. But here it is, and it is fantastic. The plot is very simple. Dr. Ryan Stone, played by Sandra Bullock, and Lieutenant Matt Kowalski, played by George Clooney, are working on the Space Shuttle Explorer when a missile strike on a defunct satellite has caused debris to smash into them. The rest of the crew is killed, and now they have to find a way to get back to Earth with no communication and a limited air supply. That's it. It's simple, but it works. This is one of those movies I like to call an oh fuck movie, in that it's mostly made up of scenes that will make you go oh fuck. Everything that can go wrong does, and I wouldn't be surprised if the working title was Torturing Sandra Bullock for an Hour and a Half in Space. I saw this movie in 3D, which I almost never do. In fact, to this day, it's one of only 2 movies I've seen in 3D, the other being Force Awakens. But it really added to the experience. Seeing this on the big screen with those 3D glasses on, I nearly broke the armrest because I was grabbing them so hard. This is one of the most thrilling movies I have ever seen. The action is so well directed with some great music and sound design. They managed to make me feel like I was actually there. Sometimes I had to shut my eyes when a character is about to hit something because it was just that realistic.
Can's empty. We're gonna hit hard. Grab a hold of anything you can.
There's so many long takes too. It actually takes about 13 minutes before the first cut of the movie. And the effects. I'm surprised this only cost $100 million. Every shot looks real and it's pretty much all computers. Hell, in some scenes the only thing real is Bullock and Clooney's faces. But there is more to it than just visuals. The acting is pretty good. Bullock really carries the movie and manages to take some scenes that may come across as corny or unintentionally hilarious and make them work. Clooney is charming as hell and provides some great laughs. The 2 characters themselves are pretty likable. Stone has a backstory that gives the movie some emotional weight, and the themes of religion and rebirth are very strong. But one thing I find underappreciated about this movie is that it brings up a really big issue, in that there's a lot of shit in orbit and needs to be cleaned up. In fact, they tried to earlier this year, but it didn't work. While the backlash isn't nearly as strong as I thought it would be, there are people who hate it simply because it made a lot of money, when the movie, to be fair, does have a pretty standard story. When something is this successful, a lot of people expect a totally original story. But it's a survival movie, and for me, the story was fine. The only other problem is that as great as it is, watching it on TV will never ever be as good as seeing it in the theaters. So I give it a 9 out of 10. If you easily get anxiety, maybe skip it, but if not, find as big a screen as you possibly can and give it a watch. So yeah, Alfonso Cuarón definitely prefers quality over quantity. He may not have made that many movies, but when he does, it's almost sure to be something special. When his worst movie is just okay, that's saying something. I'm looking forward to Roma, even if I do prefer his blockbusters, but I hope it's really good. And join me again next year for another retrospective on one of my favorite directors. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Bye.